Alright, hello everyone, Luke Smith here. Let's do another reading. It's another Tuesday. Got 3 more of these to do. So, Resident Evil 5 Gil Valentine library file. I suppose you unlock this when you when you nearly end the game, when they reveal the masked figure to be Gil Valentine. Spoilers for a game that came out over 10 years ago. So, transcript. Listed within this file is a general background information overview of former STARS agent Gil Valentine, as pieced together from various sources. The information listed here is neither complete nor should it be used as a psychological analysis of the subject. When a crisis situation arises, few soldiers excel to the level of Gil Valentine. She is proficient in the use of various firearms, is a master of lockpicking, master of unlocking, and is skilled in the disposal of explosives. Gil's talents makes her a integral component of any fighting force. Like Chris Redfield, Gil was a member of the STARS Alpha team. She was also involved in the tragedy at the Arcalay research facility, known as the Mansion Incident. During the incident, Gil and Chris operated independently, but together discovered the truth behind the facility. They learned that Barry Burton was not really a traitor, but was being controlled by Albert Wesker, captain of the Alpha team. In addition to Wesker's machinations, fuck knows what that says. They also learnt the source of the zombie outbreak was due to the release of the T-virus, and that Umbrella was more than just an ordinary pharmaceutical company. What Gil learnt at the Arcalay research facility would have profound repercussions on the rest of her life. Following their return from the mansion, Chris and Gil attempted to inform authorities of Umbrella's activities. For all their good intentions, they were met with no movement towards any official investigation onto the company. Fed up with the lack of response, the two took it upon themselves to investigate Umbrella. They concentrated their efforts on Umbrella's main base of operations in Europe. As a STARS member entrusted with protecting Raccoon City, Gil chose to remain in the city for the time being and investigate the Umbrella research facility there before rendezvousing with Chris in Europe. I still would love to see a game set in Europe of their Umbrella facility, but unfortunately we probably won't get it. However, I believe it's in comic book form, so I need to check on that. This decision led to her involvement in the Raccoon City incident. During her investigation, rodents infected with the T-virus from the Arcalay research facility began to spread the virus into the city. The virus quickly spread, infecting a majority of the residents. Umbrella, the perpetrators behind the incident, acted swiftly to destroy the evidence, most likely. Well, we know it's to destroy the evidence. Umbrella sent in the Umbrella Biohazard Countermeasure Service, UBCS, to handle the situation, and they also dispatched the bioweapon Nemesis T-Type to take out any surviving STARS members, who Umbrella now considered a threat. And they also, around that time, dispatched the other tyrant, like the trenchcoat tyrant enemies, in the police station and in some parts of the some parts of Raccoon City, to basically get rid of anyone who wants to expose Umbrella. Gil attempted to escape from Raccoon City. escaped from Raccoon City, all the while being hunted by the Nemesis T-Type. During this time, she encountered a member of the UBCS team, Carlos Oliveira. Carlos claimed his team was on a rescue mission to save any survivors from Raccoon City, having no reason to doubt the mission's purpose. He proposed to help Gil escape. Gil, on the other hand, had her doubts, however. The situation had reached critical proportions and Gil did not have the luxury of time. The US government was planning on containing the spread of the virus by launching a special missile strike on the city called Operation Bacillus Terminate. Okay, I didn't know it was called that. When Gil became infected with the T virus as a result of Nemesis T-type, she despaired of being able to get out alive. Fortunately for her, Carlos was there to help. Carlos obtained a cure for the T-virus infection and gave it to Gil. After her recovery, she worked with Carlos and they successfully escaped from Raccoon City. In other words, Resident Evil 3 Nemesis or Resident Evil 3 the remake. In 2003, after Operation Talos, Gil and Chris became the two of the original 11 founding members of the BSAA, and joining them in their fight against bioweapons and bioterrorism around the world. As things like the actual Operation Talos event was playable in Umbrella Chronicles as a new scenario that's also canon, by the way. Obviously. Chris and Gil stopped bioweapons in Asia, destroyed bioweapons labs in South America, arrested smugglers in Europe, and patrolled the world in an attempt to stamp out all bioweapons. They did a lot, in other words. Most of that is in comics and like books and that. So yeah, most of the lore is in written form. Throughout their activities, while they have suspected the long fingers of Umbrella was being involved, they never got to any conclusive proof. Those long fingers, however, would turn out to be connected to the hands of Umbrella's founder, Oswald E. Spencer. I'm pretty sure he's got a bit to do with Resident Evil 9. He's bound to be alive, definitely. The pair received intel on Spencer's whereabouts and rushed off to arrest him, only to find their former captain and hated enemy, Albert Wesker. Seeing Spencer's crumpled corpse on the ground, the two changed their plans to arrest Wesker instead. It was a 2-on-1 fight. Gil and Chris should have had the advantage, but Wesker's strength and agility were well beyond that of any normal human. For all of their training, Gil and Chris were no match for Wesker. As Wesker was about to end Chris's life, Gil made the ultimate sacrifice. Lunging at Wesker, she threw both herself and him out of the window and over the side of a cliff. Chris could do nothing as he watched his partner fall to her death. The BSAA launched a full-scale search operation, but neither Gil's body nor of her personal effects were ever recovered. On November 23rd, 2006, Gil Valentine was officially declared dead, and her name was added to the list of BSAA members who have died in the line of duty. I'm pretty sure that was the same year, wasn't it, that happened. But Gil's story didn't end there. The fall did not kill Gil nor Wesker. Though badly hurt and unconscious, Gil was saved by Wesker after giving her the medical treatment she required. He placed her in a cryogenic sleep. Once the Ouroboros plan was finalized, Wesker intended to use her as the first test subject. This was Wesker's way of exacting his revenge. Fortunately for Gil, luck was on her side. The apparatus monitoring her vital signs detected ad- some defects. Let's just say defects. Something was happening inside Gill's body, and Vesca's curiosity was piqued. Further investigation showed that a mutated form of the T virus was still inside her body. It was a remnant from her infection in Raccoon City. That's the thing. Even if you get cured of the virus, it's still in you. Just look at Sherry and her powers she's gained from being infected with the G virus. Even though she was cured of it, she still inherited the some forms of virus, even though it was supposedly completely gone. Like, she's got regenerative abilities in Resident Evil 6. So yeah, still with you forever. For infection in Raccoon City. The cure she was given was supposed to eradicate all traces of the virus from her body, but instead it caused the virus to go into a dormant state. That's essentially what chemo and radiotherapy does with cancer. It doesn't completely get rid of the cancer, but it just tries to make it into a dormant state so it doesn't spread or anything. I lost my bloody place again. God damn it! There we are. Her extended period in cryogenic sleep somehow reactivated the virus. Shortly after being reactivated, the T-virus completely disappeared from her body, but it left something else in its place. Wesker found that Gill's body is now contained powerful antibodies to the virus. For all those years the T-virus was inside her body, forced it to develop a defense system that was nothing short of miraculous. This discovery would help further Wesker's ambitions. The development of the Ouroboros virus as the centerpiece of the Ouroboros plan had proven to be quite difficult. The Ouroboros virus, developed from the progenitor flower, proved to be too poisonous to humans to be of much use. Instead of spurring the next step in human evolution, it only invited death. Wesker theorized that using Gill's antibodies would make the virus less poisonous. He kept Gill alive solely to produce antibodies for his research. Gill, who had revived bioweapons and devoted her life to eradicating them, was ironically being used to develop the most terrible bioweapon of all. After much research and experimentation, Wesker finally perfected the Ouroboros virus. Gill's participation in its development meant that she was no longer a suitable test subject. Pure and unadulterated antibodies with high resistance to the virus permeated her body. Wesker decided that he would find a suitable use for her elsewhere. During the research into the progenitor virus, the ancillary chemical was discovered. The researchers referred to it simply as P30. When administered to test subjects, it would not only give them superhuman strength, but also rendered them highly susceptible to control. P30 was the ultimate performance enhancer. The aims of the Ouroboros plan were to create a new breed of humans, so P30's application to this plan was inconsequential. However, for the time being, it would be marketed as a product and garner additional funding. Research into creating the ultimate soldiers who didn't resist orders was carried out simultaneously on Los Plagas and P30. Unfortunately, the latter had a severe drawback. The effects of P30 would only last for a short time. Oh, is the P30 the drug that Veska has to inject himself with as like a performance enhancer? I'm pretty sure that is it. The injection of a P30, it is it. Yep, was metabolized and expelled by the body as a exogenous rate, requiring re-administration of the drug at frequent intervals. This greatly lessened the viability of such a product as a long-term performance enhancer. The only counter to such a drawback was to attach a device to the subject that would continuously administer the drug. That was the device on Jill's chest that was continuously injecting her. While P30's effect was brief, it was still a powerful and effective drug. The effects of continual administration were untested, as in order to research this aspect further, an administration device was attached to Gill. The external device was attached to Gill's chest and would continuously administer the drug into her body, with her free will constantly being unspurred. She remained a servant to Excella and Wesker until Chris and Sheva destroyed the administration device. Yeah, so yeah, I was wondering like what's P30, but yeah, P30 is a drug that Wesker used to basically perk himself up, and it was the drug that was in that device giving Jill like infinite power, that sort of thing. So that was why Chris had to remove it fast. So yeah, that was it for the Jill Valentine reading of this of the files. So I've only got two left. One's Excella and one's going to be Wesker. Yeah, I think that'll be it for today's video. Tomorrow will be a time guesser video. I will be doing an unboxing video now. Well, as this is going up. Hopefully you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time.